Welcome back to Polybridge 2, a run through of the Sanguine Gulch challenge bridges. Let's see what I did from 1 to 16. Let's get started. 401 Edgy, a challenge here, extra boat and only 2 hydraulics. This is what I came up with. Some weird construction here in the middle and the 2 hydraulics on either side. Nothing too complicated except this part here and that one steel beam over there to ensure that it doesn't break. Let's see how it runs. As you can see, the tow truck goes, no trouble over there, high stress on those 2 points over there, but no ways to minimize it here in the middle due to that weird construction over there. As you can see, the boats come, no trouble at all. Bridge lowers down again. Tow truck turns around. Come on. Speed it up a bit. And the tow truck finishes eventually. Let's see how I did. Top 10%. 99.8% max stress. Let's move on to the next. 402 collision warning. High bridge here on the right hand side. Low bridge on the left hand side. So basically the cars on the left go underneath and the cars on the right go over, and they do not land on these bridges here, otherwise springs would be needed. Let's see how it works. Over, over, under, and no trouble over there. Top 14%, not too bad. 403 slope drawbridge. Second hydraulic phase is removed. So what I did here was add hydraulic over here, here and here to expand the bridge so that the second car can get over no trouble. Let's see how it looks. As you can see, the first car goes. It needs to reach that star, unfortunately. Speed it up over here. As you can see, the bridge extends nicely. Next up, this car. Nothing too interesting. Finishes over there. Top 12%. Let's move on. 404 trapdoor. This trapdoor falls down on that. Goes that way, comes back, and the same with the old-timey car. Let's see how it looks. The car also acts as a moving spring when it lands on it, so not too bad. Let's see the old-timey car get up there. A bit faster. Really nothing too complicated over here, except that car sliding around for some reason. Finishes, and now the next car, the limousine, also finishes. Top 37%. Somewhere not good, not bad. Let's move on. Triple decker drawbridge, only 1 hydraulic. For the hydraulic stage, added ropes in between so that once the top one is lifted, the other 2 need to follow. For supports here, I used ropes and steel cables. No idea why that's needed, but it's there anyway. And that as just a simple structure. Steel beams used to support weak parts of a bridge. Let's see how it runs. As you can see, the 1 hydraulic lifting the 3 bridges with the ropes. A bit unstable, but that's just momentum. Lowering back down. And now everything goes at the same time. Causing very high stress in the bridge, but that's okay. Everyone arrives safely. Eventually. Top 28%. Let's move on. 406 safety gap. Larger gaps in between and the planes as well. Made sure that the roads are spaced evenly throughout and used this structure, let's call it, to support the roads. Let's see how it runs. As you can see, the dune buggy nearly does not make it, but then picks up speed and bounces its way all across to the other side. There we have it. Top 17%. Very high max stress. Let's move on. 407 big spender. 2 meters longer with the same budget. A single support column in the middle and two bridges either side to support the weight here and here. It runs normally. Very high on the budget, but I think that's everyone who tried to do this bridge. As you can see, very high stress, but makes it to the end. Top 50%, so exactly in the middle. Let's move on. 408 thread the needle. Challenge here was getting that car to land over there, ride its way up, and slingshot its way to the finish. Let's see how that works. As you can see there, it lands, drives up, goes down, does not create that big a shock, and makes it to the end. Top 19%. Let's move on to the second half. 409 tipping tower. Let's see how this works. 2 springs to catch the bridge when it falls to either side. Some steel where the bridge broke a couple of times. And no middle because that was redundant. Let's see how it runs. As you can see, the bus goes. Gets caught there. And makes it to the other side. And exactly the same to the other side as well. Drives up. Gets caught there, throws the bridge over, and the springs help to catch the shock load. Very high max stress and top 15%. Let's move on. 410 Drawbridge in disguise. 1 hydraulic only, so the top part for the all-timing car and the bottom part to get the car back there when the hydraulic activates. Let's see how that looks in real life, or in the game at least. Minibus goes, as well as the boat. Hydraulic lowers. Luckily the minibus goes first and then the all-timing car, as this bridge needs to lower down. It does crash off the end, but anyways. Now the all-timing car running over. And there we go. Top 17% again. Very interesting bridges on that side. Some look similar, but let's move on. 411 lead on me. 1 support column in the middle, supported by cables and ropes, and 2 smaller ones on either side in quarter of a bridge from the ends. Seems complicated, but it does work. Let's see how. Snaky bus goes. As you can see, very high stress over there. And throughout as well, 99% stress somewhere over there. But the bus does make it. Top 38%. Was quite a tricky bridge. I'm sure there's better solutions to this, but this is the one I came up with. 412 Trailblazer. I was very lazy on this one, so just built a bridge over here to make the car go over there. Let's see how it looks when it runs. Not sure about other types of solutions for this bridge. Haven't quite looked up for this one. But the dune buggy goes and lands and stops way off the mark. Tow truck goes and finishes. Very high up on the budget and on the leaderboard. Anyways, let's move on. 413 diagonal drawbridge. No hydraulics and the budget was lowered. This is what I came up with. Basic support with ropes. And same on the other side actually. Top here, just a road so that the car can get up, and E can just lift this up and then go to the finish line. Let's see how it looks. There the race car goes, or sports car, let's call it. Makes it to the end. Now the blimp comes, missing the bridge totally. And finally the blue car lifts the road up and speeds the way down to the finish. Top 25%. Let's move on. 414 big rigs. Support columns placed in each quarter of the bridge, supported with cables. Let's see how it runs. It does need to support quite a bit of load with the two trucks, but at least it could handle it. As you can see, very high stress, but it is a very big load as well. Would not drive in real life a bridge like this, but that's just me. Top 36%, let's move on. Twists and turns. Used a crank mechanism to use this, and ropes there and there, you will see now, to ensure the bridge is stable and connects in there and there. So, let's see how that looks. The blue car goes, makes it to the other side, the hydraulic piston activates the crank, and locks in nicely thanks to these ropes. Cranks it back, connects back in thanks to the ropes again, and makes it to the finish. Top 22%, not too bad. 416, don't leave me. I'm just gonna run this bridge, not the best solution. Better solution would be to crank it around this axis the first time and then this axis the second time. Let's see how it looks, with a solution at least. Speed this up. As you can see, this side lowers down. The sports car will now ramp to there, and the dune buggy to over there. Sports car done, with minor damages. Dune buggy goes, lands with major damages. Top 50%. Anyway, that's all the challenge bridges of the Sanguine Gulch. Thanks for watching, and enjoy.